And it went like.
All right. Oh, I think we're live on the Growth Show. Let's send the link to Josh. We did not send it, guys. We're going to talk about Conor McGregor tonight. I'm very excited to hear a great show. We have no music in it. Let me share my screen. Let's share the link. So me and Josh are doing this. A participant invite. I am actually out here. He is in Cape Cod. You will get this in a second. I'm very upset that I did not send this to him first. Let's see if I can get my messages here. Let's see, I send it on Instagram. So I don't know if anybody does this. When we're sending links, I got to send it through like 3 million different ones. Where do you want to send the link, right? I think we've all lived in the Zoom world. If not, I do a lot of appointments, consulting calls on Zoom. I do a lot of appointments, consulting calls on Zoom. So, and if you know, we're actually on the John list here. If you know, we're actually on the John list. Feedback here. Mute this. There we go. We're muted. Oh, I can see us live on Twitch here too. All right, so let's go to Josh Lewis. Let's go to Instagram here. Send it to him right now. The show is better with him. Like I know everybody, I'm better when I have someone with me. I'm good by myself sometimes, but when I have a co-host, man, that's when everything's here. And I know rather have another co-host than Josh Lewis. Take this. Take this in here. All right, you just got the link. All right. Oh, wow. Dude, where are you?
I'm outside, right outside the house.
All right, well, we're live now. I think we're live for a little bit. Well, guys, welcome to the Growth Show and what does Conor need to do? I'm a little cold here. I wish I had my YouTube video. We have a live stream travel edition of the Growth Show. We're going to be coming live to you every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm actually going to go live on Clubhouse during this. Get some of it. There's no music intro. We're going to get right into it. How much time we got, Josh, before you're hanging out with the fiance?
Well, so if you can see right here, I'm in Cape Cod right now. That's the house that we're staying at. And it's a beautiful, beautiful time here with family. But I also want to make sure that we're, spreading out some content too as well. Fiance and I were talking about that, working on our business as we're continuously working on ourselves. But yeah, about a half hour. Let's get this done in and done out in a half hour. I think this topic is a really important topic. It's a trending topic to talk about too as well. And I'm excited because we haven't done one of these in a long time.
Yeah, I know, dude. This feels here. I'm trying to go on Clubhouse right now. So, guys, if you don't know me, I'm Jeff the Entrepreneur. You know me though. We're live on Facebook here. I'm trying to see what's this. So, thanks for everybody tuning in and everybody in here, all 5 of you. Oh yeah, I can see on Facebook right now. We're live for 3 minutes here. I did this the back way, dude. Where are you sitting down? Or are you standing up?
I'm standing up.
It's a better fighting position, just like we had Mr. Conor McGregor last night, man. So let's talk change. We're going to talk Conor McGregor, what he needs to change, but also me being self-aware. I failed 75 hard, so I'm going to start it again tomorrow. Definitely had a really down, discouraging day. So you guys, part of what you're going to see on the Growth Show, and if you go back and watch a lot of the episodes on it, as Josh breaks out his own thing as a Growth Show, you'll see me grow around a lot around it. So I always wanted to fight people. You know me, Josh, back in the day. I used to be very punchy with my words. That's why I probably like Conor McGregor. But I think self-growth, that's why I made the mission statement, inspire others always. So I would not do that, So people are already in here on the room right now. In Clubhouse.
That's awesome. That's sweet. That's fantastic.
What's up? Yeah, I'm gonna start a different room on this. Go ahead, Josh. What are you gonna say? I'm gonna leave quietly. I'll be back, Annabella.
So really, what I think when we talk about what people need to change. I think first step is self-awareness right now. What were your thoughts and how did you watch the fight yesterday, Jeff?
I watched it at Buffalo Wild Wings. I didn't see the
Who's going to watch it with you? Did you have Conor fans? Did you have Dustin fans?
I had Forbes Financial, the stocks guy. Check out his YouTube channel, Jeff Forbes. He does a whole bunch of stock stuff. I remember telling him once, hey, you could do Forbes Financial, and here he's killing it with the stock game and his little Discord. So I watched with him. He was a Conor guy. Most people were Poirier guys over in the bar area, but I was sitting down. Dude, I actually on this young waitress girl. When the guy drank out of the shoe, I wish I got her face. She was like it was pretty funny. But where do you watch the show? Who were you with?
So I watched it here, and most of the people who were here were Dustin fans and or Conor haters. Which, if you're a Conor hater, that makes you a Dustin fan at the moment, which is not a bad thing. Understand why Conor can get some slack sometimes. I personally have always been a fan of Conor and what he does. Not everything he does, because there's some things I disagree with. What?
What's the main reason why you were a fan of Conor?
Well, because Conor was consistently always the underdog. Nobody gave him really a lot of credit. He would start winning and people were like, well, he did this or well, he did that. So he's always behind the eight ball until he started consecutively doing these things. And then he started predicting it, right? That's why they called him Mystic Mac. And he started speaking it into fruition. And what was happening is when he was speaking it into fruition, people were like, oh my God, this guy's actually really serious. And then he got really good at the trash talk. You know, he's really good at promoting. That's why he's the highest paid athlete. He knows how to market. He knows how to make sure people tune in and listen in. Part of that is doing some trash talking. And he's extremely, extremely good at it. And it's kind of one of those things that I think it helped him a lot. And in this case, it kind of hurt him. But I do also want to say too, as well, with everything that happened, I want to talk about the difference between when Conor fought Cowboy and then he fought fought Dustin for the second time. What do you think changed? Why do you think he changed? Because he was extremely graceful to Cowboy. He was extremely graceful to Dustin. And then all of a sudden something changed. I have my opinion, but I'm curious to see what your opinion is too as well.
And we have FBD in the house here, man, on Clubhouse here.
Like old times.
Dude, he's been watching everything today, man. He saw me on Clubhouse.
Well, it's a Sunday. I forgot today's a Sunday, you know?
Yeah, no, me too. We should probably do more calls on Sunday, so I got to mute him.
Still, maybe later this week, guys, I'd like to sync up on the insurance stuff. I've just been busy.
Let's do it, Brian.
Let's do it. So, guys, he might be
guys,
the next.
You're not following Feel by Doubt.
Taking on 3 to 4 agents. All right, Brian. That's good. That's good. Good thing. So what was your question again, Josh? Sorry. Feel by Doubt.
So
by the way, Conor, go ahead. What were you gonna say? So say your question.
What do you think the difference is?
I'm muted. Hang on, I'm muted. Go ahead. Continue.
What do you think the difference is between Conor being graceful with Cowboy and then graceful with Dustin in the second fight, and then all of a sudden switching and him all of a sudden going back into crazy Conor mode?
So I think Dustin said it, dude. And it's funny, as much as I see myself a lot in Conor speaking my out and the edge that I need to speak stuff out to make it happen. The new self-growth version of me, Dustin, and I know he was definitely classes last night, but certain things that he said, I think he was spot on saying, I think Conor needs to do that. And he was almost kind of giving Conor an excuse to talk it up to him, to get him up there, you know, whether it's to get him more psyched up. So I think that's it. I think, you know, he tried to do it the more way. And I think if he won, dude, which he could have won the first fight, I think he might have stayed with that. But he felt like he had to go back into and get that again. You know what I mean? And I understand that.
I think, yeah, that's definitely has to do with it too as well. And I think what people are kind of like forgetting and sweeping under the rug is Conor was like being playful again. He said on Twitter, he said like prediction is like, I'm going to knock this guy out. Right. Or whatever it was. And then, Dustin posted publicly for everybody to see. That's a fun prediction. How about you also pay the $500,000 you did for my charity, right? And he publicly called out Conor's character, right? Which people forget about. And that's when Conor flipped out, right? Because here's the thing: what happened is Conor was still being like decent. He was still being poking fun. And then he all of a sudden called out Conor's character. Now, listen, whether Conor was going to donate to the charity, I heard there's that Dustin's charity is an amazing charity, but like some of the money doesn't go all the way to the charity too as well. So
I mean,
there's
a lot of charities. So once charities get big,
I think with everybody's charity, there's those type of things. But at least Dustin's doing it, which is an awesome, amazing thing for him to do, which is fantastic. But Dustin made a mistake, which he actually acknowledged. He did something. It's called the good fight, and he took that charity and he dragged it through the mud by calling out somebody. It's almost like I don't want to say this in a bad way because I actually really like Dustin Poirier, but it's almost like crying about it. Like, you were supposed to give me money and you never did. And he publicly did it in front of everybody, right? And then he assaulted Conor's character. And then Conor, instead of just being like, all right, dude, let's fight, let's whatever it is, Conor took it. Dustin took it to about 5. Like, probably shouldn't have done that. It's probably a little immature, which Dustin admitted it. He said, dude, that was immature. I shouldn't have done that. He dragged his foundation, put it publicly through the mud, and did this whole whatever it was. Conor was going to donate. Then there was a halt on the donation, and then Conor did donate, whatever it was. Conor took it to like level 15 out of 10, right? Then Conor just started going crazy, going after him. He was quiet. He was quiet the whole entire time. All the way up to the fight, which I thought was really good. And then obviously he came out and started saying crazy stuff during the press conference. And then they had their kind of cringy press conference. Which, did you watch the press conference at all?
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
Yeah, it was both like they both didn't come out victors in that.
Conor Poirier was like, "Don't let him come near me."
Yeah, don't let him come near me. Don't let him come near me. Which you could tell is funny how Dustin was saying. This is what I mean. Like, they both got huge egos. Dustin's like, "No, he's not affecting me. He's not affecting me." He's like, "Don't let him come near me. Don't let him come near me." Dude, you're affected. Just say it, bro. You know. But like the thing is
no, I'm upset. Thank you.
I think what it is Dustin's used to being that classy guy, and it's with Conor, it's hard to stay consistently classy because Conor pushes buttons. Yeah. So unfortunately, I think Dustin went down to Conor's level, especially last night. Still came out the classier guy, but this is not about Dustin. This is about Conor. So what does Conor need to change in order to get better, right? So one thing physically, if you look at Conor, he was probably in the best shape of his whole entire life. There are some photos of him where he looks he's probably single digit body fat, hit 156 pounds, 156 single digit body fat, extremely flexible, extremely like tight. And the fact that he looked really good, he looked very healthy. Dustin did look a little depleted because Dustin normally walks around like 180, 85 pounds. Dustin did not look as good as aesthetically as Conor did, but I think Dustin was more, I don't even want to say focused, but I think he was more he's just in the game a little bit more, you know. He definitely is doing something that is obviously he knows how to actually. What are you doing? Oh, you're going to Conor? I think it's 1N. Yeah, so he posted that, right? And I felt bad. You need people like me, right? Like, that's him saying, you know,
that prayers up, brother.
Yeah, there's a lot of hate coming out right now against Conor, right?
I mean, dude, that's gonna happen when you put yourself out. There's a lot of hate coming out towards.
Look at that though. Look at it all the way to the right. That one right there. Look at that picture. Look what incredible shape he's in, dude. Like,
look at Dana White looking. By the way, I think Dana had the best answer when they asked him, "Do you like that Conor said anything about his wife?" Did you hear what Dana said?
He said, "Yeah, keep the family out of it. Yeah, everything else is that, but the family's off."
Do you think Conor should be saying people are gonna like, "You're dead, I'm gonna murder you" in there?
I mean, here's the thing. Dustin has a point when he says that. You don't talk to people that way. But it is like literally you walk into that octagon expecting those type of things as a possibility to happen, right? Boxing and UFC. UFC even more because a lot of people you can get killed in the ring, right?
Has anybody died in the ring or no?
In UFC, I think there has been a couple of deaths, but there's been a couple.
Yeah, so
Joe Rogan tells a really good story. He told it to, I forget who he told it to, but he watched, he was fighting somebody and he hit somebody and the guy knocked down unconscious and they could not wake him up. And he went up to his coach. Joe Rogan went up to his coach and said, "Hey, man, like, this is pretty crazy. That guy wouldn't wake up." And I thought, like, man, maybe he would have died. And his coach looked at him and said, "Yes, sometimes they die." And Joe Rogan was like, they's me. I could die. And he's like, I don't want to compete anymore, right? So there is a very, very realistic chance of that actually happening. I don't know what the statistics are. I honestly, like, I think this is my personal opinion. Is I think Dustin really got pissed off about what he said about his wife, but Dustin's ego did not want to say that.
Yeah, he's like, no, I got that on lockdown.
No, I got that taken care of. Dude, it's embarrassing for any man, right? Oh, me and my wife laughed about it. What were we laughing about? Why was she even in his DMs anyway? He could have said it like, "Hey, man, she was literally trying to say something to him she was tagging him saying, 'My husband's going to beat you,' or whatever it was." That was the story. He didn't even say what the story was. He said, "Oh, we laughed about it." You know, we don't know what the situation is. My personal, because fighters say that stuff all the time. It's going to happen. And he's like, "People, you don't say stuff like that, man." Listen, this is UFC. This is MMA, dude. It happens. Like, people are going to say crazy things like that. Yeah. The way Conor's intensity was, yeah, it was over the top. But that's what I think. I think Dustin.
So did you think he should change that going forward, or do you think, like, that's the thing with Conor, man? I love him. I love the fact that he spoke out. He's gonna be in there, but at the end of the day, dude, I think it comes down to, you know, what you do in the fight in there. I think it adds a lot more. Am I losing you? By the way, this looks like a fake Zoom background. Does it not look like the typical?
It does.
Hey, yeah. But it's a real hotel. I thought it was a cool background. I look like the green screen backgrounds that I hate. It still looks like that. It's great, but this is literally real. It still looks fake. There you go. There's the kitchen.
It still does look fake. It's awesome.
It's crazy.
But yeah. So what does? Okay. So here's the thing. Dustin's in his prime. Conor's in his prime. They're 32 years old. Dustin's still in great shape. Conor was in the best shape of his life. Now, who knows if he'll ever come back from that injury? Do you think Conor should still fight, or do you think that he should walk away from this?
I mean, I don't think it matters what I think. It matters what he thinks, right? When he thinks he should still fight, he said that. I mean, everybody's going to talk about opinions of it. Really, what I want to talk about, I want to, like, learn from all these people. So learn from Conor. He spoke out, like, it's greatness on that. Learn from Dustin, right? Learn from, like, I'm not going to watch these things just for entertainment. I'm going to watch it to learn, just like I watch anything.
100%.
So I can go back and do that, right? So where would you say Conor is, and Dustin, let's say this, on the hierarchy of human development? Where do you say they are? Which you guys can go to this show is brought to you by thegrowthsheet.com. You get a growth sheet and get exactly what we're going to talk about. Phil, dude, by the way, the fight and everything got me depleted. I'm very down. There's no energy in this one.
Yeah, same. That's why we're talking about it.
That's why we're talking about it. It's part
so
of the
on the hierarchy of human development, Conor's definitely arrogant. And I would say Dustin floats between being competent, because he gets self-aware sometimes, you know, and then all of a sudden he says something that's like, "Oh, okay, dude, like, listen," like when he was upset about, he grabbed my gloves. This guy's a dirtbag, man. Like, I get it. Like, he's frustrated and he's upset, but dude, you grabbed the fence. Wow, to prevent from losing, right? So it's like, it's Dustin's a lot more, he approaches things because his motive of operation is he's more classier. So I would say he's more competent. He understands, listen, I need to get better. But then his ego kicks in too. Like, one thing is, a fighter needs to have a huge ego. Like, they kind of just do, because you have to be able to walk in with another room and say, I can beat this person. I know I can beat this person.
Yeah.
And I think they got to have that, but they got to keep that ego in check. And I think Conor was starting to do that, and then he just let it get out of control again. I think Dustin tries to be better. He actively tries to be better, and I don't think Conor does at this point. I think Conor's like, just, you could tell he was upset. He was embarrassed, right? He was embarrassed in the actual
break, dude. I didn't see it after I saw it. I want to almost share the screen and show it, but.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Eating right now. And dude, as soon as I saw it, I put my head down. Like, I would never want to break my ankle that way. Like,
yeah,
and here's the crazy photo with a girl that I was DMing. And she put it on here. Let's see if it is.
Here's the crazy thing about that too is Hit fell down and then he fell down on the ground. He knew exactly what happened.
So this
And
girl, I don't know if she'll be mad that I'm putting it. I hate you with Grant Cardone, so I asked the question. People are gonna get mad at that. But anyway, she posted it right here. Look at this, dude. Did you see this photo?
I did see it. I've seen it a bunch of times. So Dustin actually, after that happened, there was like 9 seconds left, and Dustin got on top of him and started beating him up. I don't know. Did you watch the fight again? Right after that happened, right after it broke, he hit the fence and fell down because he couldn't get up again. And Dustin saw him and then just started punching him straight for 9 seconds. They almost stopped the fight. And then Conor's crew came out, and then Conor pointed and he looked at Herb and went, "My leg's broke. My leg's broke." He looked like, "I knew it. It was broke." And then the guys came up to him to say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he pointed to his leg. You see this part? He pointed to his leg and he was like, "I can't get up. My leg's broken." And then he literally moved it and it went like that. And he's like, "See, it's broken. I can't get up." And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it."
Reminded me of Peter. Remember Peter at football who broke his ankle in 3 spots? It's crazy. Yeah. I think it only broke in 1, which is better.
So they're saying, and I would agree. No, here's the other thing. People are saying it's definitely when Dustin checked the leg kick or whatever it is. He used that leg repeatedly to kick at Dustin, repeatedly to kick at Dustin. The first 2 minutes of the round, he kicked him probably almost close to 10, 15 times with that same leg. So it's just repeated blows to that same leg. He was using good strategy, right? Kicking him with the leg, kicking him with the leg, kicking him with the leg. So I just think all of that plus the pressure. But anyway, it's crazy. It was a crazy fight. It was crazy. It was disappointing. I was very disappointed.
Yeah,
not because Conor lost, but because how it happened, how he broke his leg, about how Dustin got up, pointed at him.
They're gonna fight again. They're gonna fight again. Conor will fight again. It's all what's he gonna talk to on the way up to it? Did you see what Khabib tweeted out too?
Good versus evil. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see good win evil. And look, Conor
here's the thing though. Khabib, and dude, I would say this right to Khabib's face. Dude, you take your boys, your posse, and you circle around people to intimidate them. He did it to Conor. He did it to a couple other fighters. He does it in his training camp. He does it. He has this whole posse to intimidate people. Listen, these fighters can't pretend like they're good and they're evil. You're both guilty of
modern day gladiator stuff, dude.
It is 100%. And one can't act like you can play like you're the villain, or you can play like you're the hero, but all these guys, dude, they're fighters. They're they do bad things. Khabib jumped the cage and beat up another people who aren't even licensed to fight, because of what Conor did too as well. So these guys act as if they're blameless. Nobody's blameless.
Yeah, dude, it reminds me
I think what Conor needs to change is he can continue his trash talk, but I think he needs to get psychologically active of how he approaches it, what he's saying about it. And like what Dana said, leave the family out of it. You don't need to say those things. Who knows? We don't even know the reason why Dustin's wife was DMing Conor. Probably just to say to diss him. I don't know why Dustin didn't say that either. Who knows at this point? But it's no reason to bring it up. Really is no reason to bring it up. It's clear that Dustin got very upset by it. But yeah, so what can we learn from it? I think what we can learn is man, something that Dad said, being a gentleman never goes out of style. And when you're a gentleman all the way throughout, nobody can find fault with you.
Can you be a gentleman in the fighting promotion stuff and still win and then still be the number one guy? Me and Dad got an argument about Mayweather doing it. Right, this guy Dylan's calling me. I told him, can you call now? I just want to make the show a little bit more interesting. Can I take this on it?
Sure, if you want. I think it's distracting, but go ahead.
Well, I know, but I just think it's better everything on here. Brad Lee does this. Dylan, you're on the air of the Gross Show, brother. It's every Tuesday and Thursday. We're doing a special one about the Conor McGregor fight. What are your thoughts on the Conor McGregor fight, Dylan?
Dude, I'm sorry I missed it last night. My little brother was watching it. I can go get him real quick if you want to talk to him.
No, it's all right. It's all good. So what were we gonna call about? What was this about?
Yeah, so I was actually speaking with your friend Lindsay a couple months back. She was awesome. She was actually helping me work towards some scholarships at no major school. Going into my senior year over at UConn. And she thought that you might be nice enough to help me out too.
Yeah, good. Hey, I'm actually listen to this. I'm actually training for my promotion in my new business. So I could help you out. You could help me out. You got to sit through. We got to do a little presentation and watch me train with Changing Lives Financial. It's part of Miliari Group. It's a business I'm in with my brother. So maybe take like 15 minutes of time and see a presentation on the Zoom of what I'm doing.
Sure. Yeah.
And so we'll.
I don't know if you're being serious or not.
No, I'm being totally serious. I know I kind of went into it. I'm live right now on the show, so it's probably here. Call me. I'll call you after the show. I thought it'd be good for the show. But yeah, 100%. Let's do it. I'll figure out how to help you out. I'm not exactly sure what it is, so I'll ask you some questions. I don't want to do it all on air right now, so we'll do it after. All right.
Give me a call back when you're done with the show. Yeah.
You got it, Ryan.
All right.
Who's Lindsay Merritt?
Lindsay Marin.
Merritt.
Is that Jay Merritt's wife?
Maybe. I don't know. Dylan Reyes. Yeah, crazy Ann. Dude, it's crazy, dude. This whole fight was crazy. This whole growth show. You probably shouldn't call this our growth show. So what can we grow from this then? Learning. By the way,
So
maybe last time answering this.
This is what I think. I think we could have actually asked this. Is trash talk necessary, and do you need to use it? So you asked a great question. Can you fight and still be a gentleman? So this is what I think. When it comes to there's two ways. This is what I'm certain of. There's two ways to build this. You tear other people's down. What Conor does is he'll tear other people's castles down. I think what Conor could do very effective is if he just talked about how high his castle is. Or if you're going to trash talk somebody, just talk about how good you are and what you're confident in, what you have statistics in to say, listen, I am the best when it comes to knocking people out in less than a minute. I am the best when it comes to leading other people. I'm the best when it comes to marketing and branding. Talk about yourself with the things that you know you're comfortable with and see it, man, you're not better than me when it comes to those things. I know I am the best, right? You're talking yourself up without tearing the other person down, because you can tear the other person down, but I think that's where you cross the line of actually being not a gentleman. And by the way, there was a study done: is trash talk effective or not? And guess what university did the study?
Which one?
University of Connecticut, UConn. So they did, hey, is trash talk effective? And they found, yes, that it is. It's actually extremely effective. I think it was like 7 out of 10 people were more likely to win because they trash talk effectively, as opposed to the other 3 people who didn't trash talk.
Yeah,
so
it's programming your subconscious mind, dude. You remember I used to trash talk in football
Yes.
all the time?
Yes.
And do you know what made me stop?
Is you hurt people's feelings.
No, but I wish that was it. A guy picked me up one day and he slammed me, and my shoulder's still separated because of it. He 2-point slammed me on my shoulder when it got separated. And it's funny, and it's always a reminder. And I thought after Khabib beat Conor, I thought Conor would come off a little bit more. And then I think he just was like, no. Like, dude, JT Fox and all that, and I probably shouldn't bring him up. But like what he does is very similar. Like when I used to be there. I used to want to like do that. And he talked about destroying people. And I think he's extremely talented and everything like that. But like, I think there is a part of like, it's literally this, man. Like if you're not inspiring other people, then what's the point, man? And fighting, like me fighting Jake Paul, let's say that really happened, right? Like, I almost feel like I'd have to trash talk it to get it good and everything like that. And then I watched Jake Paul and I wound up like liking him in the press conference because I saw the guy was really working on it. I was like, I don't really want to fight him anyway. You know what I mean?
So you know what I think? One of the main characters.
He wants to fight. Do you think him and Conor will ever fight?
Who? Jake Paul and
Conor.
Dude, I don't know. They might. I don't see Conor taking that road, but he might. Who knows? He might. Especially with everything that he's got going on.
I wish he'd box again. I wish he would box Manny Pacquiao.
You know what I wish? I wish Conor would. I think he did it this time, but I think he was just still in a bad mental state. If Conor was in a better mental state, I think that fight goes different, man. I don't think he breaks his ankle.
Dad wasn't wrong. He needs the Lord, man. At the end of the day, He has all the money, he has the cars, he bought everything, he's there. So what does the work for? So now he's got to be the best again. He's got to regain it. He's got to be fighting, right?
And I think
These
this
goals
too as well is,
dude, did he sell? He sold proper 12 for 600 million.
something like that.
That's what someone told me. So he built a business, and you don't even have the struggle getting the business going and all that challenge. He just goes and wins on that and sells it for that. If that's really true, I don't know.
So I don't know what's true with that either.
Someone told me that at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
I think this is the challenge too as well, especially when it comes to Conor, is being in a good mental state of where you are needs to be super important, because this whole thing that happened with him and Dustin, and Dustin calling him out, it shouldn't have affected him as much as it did. Now, Conor lost that last fight, and he was actually very gracious how he lost. He actually clapped when Dustin lost. But he said something very important. He said, "You took my kindness for weakness." And Conor was really upset by that, right? He said, "You took my kindness for weakness," because
who clapped when who lost?
Conor clapped when Dustin won. Sorry, when Dustin won the second fight. Conor went like this, like that, and went to go shake his hand after, like right when they raised his hand. He won with Gracie. He gave him all the credit. He said, "Man, that calf kick, that's so good." He gave him all the credit in the world. And I think his ego was obviously a little hurt. He still gave him credit. And then he still needed to be mentally strong enough. So when Dustin came out, because Dustin won already, right? Dustin won. You won, really. And then you came out and said, "Dude, you didn't donate to my charity," publicly. Not a good look for Dustin. And I think it really gave Conor the green light to be like, I can be a dick again. And that's another thing too as well. Khabib won and beat Conor, but he jumped out of the cage to the point where Dana said, "Dude, I'm not putting this thing on you. We're going to get a riot here." Khabib almost got banned from UFC, right? So it gave Conor the out again of like, well, he did that too as well, So that's why being self-aware on what you can get better at is super important, because there's always our villains, whoever they are in our life, they're always going to mess up, but so are we. So we should always take a look at our actions, go, what could I have done to be better?
Yeah, it's very easy to be a keyboard warrior and say stuff like that. Like, dude, I was talking to my investment property, and the worst tenant that I tell you about?
Yes.
I told him to his face today he's the worst tenant. But dude, there's something about him, because he heard me talk about everything. I told him everything that I'm building right now. I'm like, so dude, he told me, "I hear you on Clubhouse." And he's like, "Dude, you're good. You should do marketing." I was like, "Dude, people pay me for that." Because like, dude, he's gonna put a down payment on a condo. He hasn't paid any of his rent. And he's like, "You should get your money, man. I know the system." Like here's the thing, Josh. He really does. Like, he knows the system. It's business. He's not gonna pay me rent. He's gonna make fun of the property and do all that stuff. That's what he does. But like me, I'm hard not to root for, dude. And I mean that in like he's rooting for me. Like, and he'll admit it too. Like,
he's also dragging your name to the mud, right?
Because and he'll do that. But here's the thing. I get it. Okay. I get it. But and dude, he's like, "You should take the thousands, and you're good at investments. Go put in thousands." I'm like, dude, I want to fix your place. I want to fix up the whole place, right? I want to resell it.
He's like, no, don't do that, because then I can't not pay for rent anymore.
Yeah, then maybe he can't complain. Maybe he needs something to complain about. I don't know, man. But he's actually not that bad. Like this, I prayed with Nancy. I talked to Betsy about everything, because we're gonna get a hot water heater. It's $1,000 tomorrow. I got to do it for him. We had an old one. I had to drive out there. I was actually working here before. And I asked him about Conor McGregor. I asked him the trash talk, because I know he does trash talk. I know he's very like from there, right? That's where he's from. And I told him, man, I was like, "Listen, you don't look like me. I look like a straight white boy. You look different." I was like, "You're a smart dude. You can use your voice to inspire people just like I am." And I mean that, dude. Like, if it's a thing, like, and like, how Ed Milet sees the greatness in other people, right? Like, I think anybody of us could do that, right? And I think a lot of people, like, this kid had nobody care about him. He had a really tough life. He definitely works the system, does everything. Dude, I see a lot of and I feel bad saying this because but I see a lot of Jay when Jay was very victim active before Jay got in the growth matter. So I know how to speak to that, and like, it's not like I'm psychological. Dude, I really care, dude. I care about every one of my tenants, even if it's the wrong tenant that got in. He's not the dream tenant, 100%. He knows he's not the dream tenant, too, right? But like, I don't wish. And this is one thing I did like that Dustin said at the fight. He said, he said something else, talking to me. He was, "I still don't wish anybody that." He said, "I pray that everybody gets out of here safely." And you see him pray before the fight. Dustin does. Like,
that's dude, that's one of the reasons why I really like Dustin. You know,
Yeah, me
I
too.
like
Like,
Dustin.
I don't know, dude. And I watched, dude. So I watched Justin and Khabib. He fought Khabib pretty well, dude. Khabib choked him out or whatever.
Yeah.
But
But he had the same guillotine that
Yeah.
Connor had on
I
him
know.
too as
And
well.
I felt like he was the thing. And Dustin, I watched a lot of stuff. That's one thing I don't like about this stuff is instead of me watching marketing stuff that I always watch, I watch
know.
all of it. I watched Joe Rogan interview him and he's like, you want to fight him again? He's like, oh yeah. Right. So, and then Khabib said that Conor and Justin Gaethje are the first round most deadliest guys ever. I guess he said. He's like, after that, it's not so bad. But those, if I don't get out of those first rounds, and I think people like Dustin and everything know that. Actually, personally, I'm actually glad as a Conor fan because I'm still a Conor fan, even with all the wrong he does. I still love him, man. He has that way about him, and I think that's why Dustin got so mad because Dustin's literally doing everything as right as he's not perfect or either, right?
Right.
He's doing it more right. And he's like, you guys are booing me. And he's like, I'm trying to do everything the right way. F you was basically his way of saying it.
I know, but at the same time, dude, what he was emotionally worked up. Like, Look at it. You're in a crowd that's 70% Conor McGregor fans. And then you diss the guy, call him a dirtbag while he's laying down on the ground with his leg broken. Guy's a dirtbag, man. He just broke his leg. You cannot kick a man anymore when he's down. And that's why the crowd booed him. A, they're fans of him. And B, you just called the dude a dirtbag, right? And like, that's why they booed him. And they said, you guys can all do whatever it is. And I watched that.
I didn't get to hear all that because I didn't hear it at Buffalo Wild Wings. The sound was not very good.
This is the thing. Dustin said he wasn't emotionally involved. He was very emotionally involved, extremely. Conor got to him in his head by doing the wrong thing.
It's all about keeping your emotions in check. Conor, Shirley, you taught me this, dude. I'm actually better at it than I ever been. I used to act on my emotions. I think when you're younger and playing football, you get lauded for all that stuff and everything, right? Put your head down, be tough. When you get a little older, you keep kind of your emotions in check a little bit more. Even Conor seemed composed, dude. When the fight started out, he seemed good. He seemed sharp. He seemed deadly. The thing is,
you see what he was doing at the beginning of the fight? He was literally walking over to Dustin's side, and they were keeping him away. Like he was starting the fight before starting the fight.
Oh,
he was trying to. Conor was, yeah. Like they were like he was standing there, and Conor walked over to him like this, and they were pushing him. They're like literally like 3 body lengths away, and everybody's pushing him away. And like everybody's like, "Ooh!" Like Conor was playing mind games with him.
Yeah, dude, he was doing everything he could, every edge to win. I think he knew Dustin would be tougher to win. It's funny because Conor beat him really quick in the first time. They matched that was years ago. And now Dustin's a lot better of a fighter than then, dude. He's fought a lot.
He learned and he grew. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, dude, he's really, really good. And now that Conor's really good. Conor's just crazy dangerous, dude. He has so many things, like, you know.
Here's the thing. Conor's naturally talented, so he makes everything he does well look very easy. So people go, oh, okay, like Conor's good, but he's not. Like Conor's naturally talented. Like what Dustin said, a kid can punch, right? He punches and knocks people out and makes it look easy, right? He has some effort in his punch that makes people look very easily. But yeah, I think
everybody's making a big deal that he lost 3 of his 4. One of them is against Khabib, which nobody's beating Khabib, and 2 of them against Dustin Poirier, where both of them Conor had both chances to win in it. It's not like he totally got totally demolished, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he did the thing. So they're gonna go again, dude. They're gonna fight again. Who would you have in that fight again? Like, I think Dustin again.
Dude, Tim Grover
posted Mayweather. He tweeted out a ticket. Thanks, Conor, for making me a lot of money. Or thanks.
Yeah, dude, you know what I think?
That's what I'm doing. We're going to Vegas next time, and I'm putting money against. I'm doing what I always do. I'm putting money against.
Who betted on a doctor stoppage? I wish I did. Next in one of these big fights, I'm gonna it ends by a doctor stoppage, right? What are the odds of that? Nobody bet on that. Oh, well, it happens this way. It happens that way. It happens. Nobody says it comes out. Hey, it's a doctor stoppage. But anyway, I gotta wrap this up. But really quick, I want to say, what I think the next fight, if there is a 4, if Conor can actually recover and actually be able to heal.
Yeah, there will be, dude. Dude, here's the thing. What is Conor, unless Conor finds another worthy idea, you know, maybe I'll bring him on as a consultant on my thing, motivational speaking, you know, be going towards changing lives. Who knows? Put it out in the ether, right? Should be cool, and I'd love that. I think it's got to come from humility too, dude. You saw the Stephen A. Smith and everything I saw, right? He said, I'm forever. This is my sport. I'm going to do it forever. So unless there's a point where his ankle doesn't heal well, or there's all these variables, he's going to fight again. He's going to fight Dustin again. He's going to fight Nate Diaz again. He's going to fight, he might fight Jake Paul or Logan Paul. He might fight Manny Pacquiao again. He might fight Charles Oliveira, which, by the way, I'm glad he kind of lost because Charles is like a freak jiu-jitsu dude. I just watched all his
finishes. Oliveira,
dude, I think he's gonna beat Dustin, and I actually think I like Dustin better than him.
I like Dustin better. Oliveira's, dude. Michael Chandler just came out of Bellator, and he almost beat. You gotta watch that fight. He almost beat Oliveira. That was for the title shot because Khabib left. Khabib retires, right? In his prime, he retires early. He's not coming back, no matter what he tells Dana. So Dana puts the title up on the line, says, Michael Chandler just came over from Bellator. He can fight for the title, and so can Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira has been working his way up because Charles Oliveira lost 3 straight, and then he won like 12 straight, right? That's how his record came. So he has all this huge momentum, and I probably get some of that wrong. But Michael Chandler almost beats him. He has him down on the ground. He's going like this. And, he's going like this. You can't see me. But I'm surprised they didn't stop
up against them.
And then he goes up against them. And then they kind of slow down a little bit. And then the next round that Oliveira comes out, instead of shooting for him, he just punches him straight in the face. And Michael Chandler was not expecting it. He went down like Conor did in the second Poirier fight. But yeah, Oliveira, dude, is nasty. He's a Brazilian, crazy, in the best type of way. I don't know if Dustin can beat him, to be honest.
Dude, I think he would have beat Khabib. I think out of everybody, the way he chokes, because he's so good from the ground to move his legs, I think that's why Khabib retired and ran.
Yeah, I think, listen, Khabib was really good, but he should have fought a lot of fights that he was smart about. He didn't fight him, right?
Yeah, I talked about this because Mayweather did the same thing. They can be unbeaten, but they can pick who they want. And it's almost like this. Let's say you played football, right? And your thing, if they said, hey, you can fight the teams like the Jets when they're at their thing and you're the Patriots, or you can fight them when they're the worst. You'd be like, I'll fight them when they're worst. I want to protect my record. It's actually smart. I don't know what the respect is for there's a respect for Conor always showing up to fight and everything, but if you always do the thing that gets the bad street cred, you're never gonna win that way, dude. It's the dumbest thing. The most calculated thing is what Floyd Mayweather did and do what Khabib did. Whether you're gonna get made fun of, smart, you're gonna keep your body in shape for fighting, and you're gonna pick the fights you want. You know what I mean? That's why I wish Conor would almost take some setups and just fight and just get better and all that stuff too. You know what I mean? And give everybody
it would be nice, but dude, there's 2 different types of people, you know. All right, how do you want to wrap this up? What are the top 2 things?
So what are the 3 things that maybe Conor should change, I'm going to change in my life, and you're going to change? Because we're always changing.
Number 1, be self-aware. So view yourself from space. So you emotionally take yourself out of it. That's what I do whenever I want to be self-aware. I view myself from space, so my emotions are so far detracted from me, and watch am I reacting the right way? Would I want people I love to act the same way that I'm acting? So I think number 1, that's the one thing to do. Number 2 is to focus on getting better, and meaning getting better in a health wise, but also getting better in a mental state. And number 3, be intentional about the effect your words have. And what I mean by that is not only just in a negative way, but how can you positively uplift somebody, or you can positively uplift yourself so that you separate the world? Because Conor he could positively uplift himself so much to the point where other people be like, damn, he does have a good point. He does knock people out really quick. And he could put doubt into their head that way. So I think those are top 3 things that I have. What about you?
Yeah, for Conor or for myself?
For all of them, because for me, I can apply all those 3 things to myself. Get better every single day.
I think the one thing is be impeccable with my word. I can talk the talk, but really walk the walk to do it. Really like that. I'm not afraid to put stuff out there. But the second thing is really make my circle, make sure that they're people who believe and want something for me. A lot of times I was so good at getting my message out there to anybody. I really didn't. I kind of got caught up with. That's why I wasn't impeccable with my word, because I didn't respect people. And when you don't respect people, why would you even be with them? Because then I'm just giving them stuff to do it. So that's the biggest thing. And the third thing is really the thing I'm going to change is really just be I don't know, and I think this could go for Conor too. That the fact that you want to you really want to really want to make a difference and help other people out, like literally lead from that. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean that it's like if Conor like takes a fight from someone that'll help him out, like Nate Diaz probably needs a money day. Conor's gonna bring in the money fights. You know what I mean? Go do a little bit of that stuff too, man. Like I don't think that's a bad thing. Like all these guys are really good. And that's it, man. And you should make an MMA show, dude. You know it all well. You get me all into it. Now I want to go watch the Michael Chandler fight. I'm supposed to work at the VSL, which by the way, in 2 days, I'm going to come over, dude. We're going to finish that VSL. I was working with my entourage group, Sandy, Angela, Rafer, all those people. And Angela, I know she wanted to make the slides for my VSL, which by the way, Tuesday night at 8:30, we have a presentation and opportunity all the time. Go to thegrowshow.com. Check out a live webinar for mastering management, which is what yours truly, Josh, has put out. And we went over the hierarchy. And dude, I'm down. I'm still like, I feel like I got kicked in the stomach. That's where I feel like.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was too is I was I was disappointed because like if I thought Dustin was gonna win, but I thought if he was gonna win, it was gonna be better and like things were gonna be settled. It feels like it's not settled. Do you know what I mean? It feels like it got
worse. They're gonna fight again, dude. Like if it feels like that for us and we're not even in the fight,
it feels like that.
It felt that way. Conor said it felt that way. Like if at least Conor went unconscious or he choked Conor out or something. The thing is, dude, I'm almost kind of like, here's the thing. We'll end on this. If Conor, let's say, got him in the guillotine and choked him out and won in that moment, right? He was going to get out. Like, would that have made Conor grow? You know what I mean? Like, would it made him better? Because that's the worst thing. It's kind of like the Trump thing, okay? And it's kind of like the JT Fox thing and stuff, because people win doing it the wrong way. They're just going to keep doing it the wrong way. It's actually better you lose. You know, Conor said it. What do you say? The sweetest lesson is defeat or something?
The secret ingredient to success is defeat.
Yeah, and so I think just besides success in just the ring, I think success in life and knowing like really how to like really uplift and treat people is huge. And you know, Conor definitely needs to. And I'm the biggest fan, dude. I'm part of the reason why I'm depressed is because I like, you know, I feel with the Irish nation and all that, and that Conor lost. And Dustin's not a bad guy. I think like part of me, dude, wanted Dustin to win too. I would have felt bad if Dustin lost. You know what I mean? I think he's really good.
Agreed. Same thing.
And I knew that. That's why it doesn't hurt as much. Like if it was someone like stupid, like I don't know, like
you know, a lot of the people in 155 I actually like. I like Michael Chandler. I do like Gaethje. I do like Diaz, but Diaz is way out of it right now. I do like Oliveira. I don't know him that well, to be honest. But what?
Do you like Khabib?
I'm neutral on Khabib.
Yeah.
I understand that he's really good, but there's things that I also acknowledge the fact that his fans don't.
Are you closing?
I acknowledge things that his fans don't. So, like, sometimes people don't acknowledge the things that Conor doesn't do well, which we did. Listen, I gotta go. This is awesome, dude. We gotta do this more often. This is fun. I'm watching us on Facebook right now.
Yeah, I'll probably finish it. No, we're in the show now anyway. I'm sorry, I'm interested. This looks like such a big background. Thank you. I'll get something finished. She's bad. All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Have a great rest of your day and be powerful. Hey, check out thegrowsheet.com. Get a free copy from Insecure to Leader, how you could take your team and yourself from being an insecure leader to a leader, and how you can and must grow others. That's thegrowsheet.com. Get it free today.
All right, I'm going to call Dylan right now.